Hello, Samantha.
Hi, Daniel. Lovely to see you again.
Yes, happy to be here to have another high-minded conversation with you. That's a phrase I got from Esther Hicks way back when I used to study with Abraham um, about the topic of us being vibrational beings, because of course we're born thinking I'm a human being, and this is my ego, this is my identity, my sense of self, and I'm this from this race and this religion, and I'm this height and this gender and all of that. And then eventually we learn over time, oh, this temporary meat suit is not who we really are. Who are we really becomes the question. And sometimes we get to the point where we know that we're a soul, and then it's like, well, what's a soul? So the topic of this conversation is we are vibrational beings. So what does that mean? So I'll throw it to you first. What does that mean to you that we're vibrational beings?
Well, I actually wanted to throw this to you because it's like, well, how do we know we're vibrational beings? How does the average Joe know that they're a vibrational being? This was news to me not even that long ago. Like, I separated manifestating as one thing and being a vibrational being another thing. Like, you hear, I've always kind of heard about the science of like influencing water,
Yeah.
the way you can put a crystal and the way it changes if you put tell it that it's love, or if you hate it,
Yeah.
it changes, right? But it's still like, okay, that's lovely for the water. But how does that make me a vibrational being? And how does that really influence my reality?
Well, it's so cool that you came up with that example, because of course we're like 67 to 70% water in our human bodies.
Yeah.
So changing the vibration of the body is something you can see and feel, and the emotions that we have are really good indicators, of our vibration. We wake up one day and we have something fun we're going to do, and we have all kinds of energy. And we wake up another day and we realize, oh, I'm going to this thing I don't really want to go to, and there's this meeting I have to take, and you're tired right at the start of your day. So we can feel the difference. We can feel the difference in how we feel emotionally, and in terms of how much energy we have in our bodies, because we are either open, and we're these conduits of this high, well, we meaning our bodies, which is not the real us, but that ego identity can certainly experience more of the flow of the energy that we truly are through the body, or the siphoning off. And we're the ones doing it, we're making those choices. And if we want to shift our vibration, we want to shift the way that we feel energetically and emotionally. So we use focus and thought and even action at times. We know certain actions will put us in a higher vibrational state. Now, what most people do is they go straight to the coffee and the sugar and all the serotonin boosters, carbs, everything that they can get to try to give them a boost. But ultimately, who we are is a little slice of source energy, and source, by all accounts, whether you're talking about the mystics who've talked about source or the near-death experiencers, everyone seems to understand that source is like a giant being of light and love, that where all you feel coming off of this being is that light and love, and we're like a slice of that. So we're energy that's always vibrating. And since we're always vibrating, you could say we're vibrational beings. You could say we're light beings, we're beings of unconditional love, we're source energy beings, we're consciousness. You could say it in whatever way that you want. But truly, if you want to understand it, you start by tuning in more to how you feel. And we can certainly use our bodies to do that, because our bodies are giving us this reflection all the time. And you can tell by how, how you're standing or how you're sitting, or whether your arms are crossed, or whether you have a scowl on your face. And sometimes we don't even realize that we've been doing that until, oh, now suddenly I catch myself and I see myself and I go, oh, I must be in a lower vibration right now, because look at the way I'm standing and the look on my face, and all these things that I wasn't paying enough attention to. But hopefully through meditation and through other practices of self-awareness, we become more attuned to our vibration. So we're constantly aware of the feedback that we're getting that's telling us where we're at vibrationally, so we can shift that and be more of the open vessel to the energy that we truly are, that exists in all dimensions. Really, we don't just exist in this one fourth dimension, but we exist in all dimensions. And when we're open, then all dimensions of who we are as a soul can flow to us and through us. And we really feel that and see it reflected to us as well in the outer reality that we experience.
So the point of us being a vibrational being is for what then? Why have we come down to be vibrational beings?
To have different experiences. So we actually have to lower our vibration to come to this reality, to have the unique experiences like death. You can only have experience of death of a loved one, or the self, in this kind of reality. And it's because it gives us the opportunity then to know ourselves more as source energy beings, as we truly are, because of those experiences. You need experience in order to know the whole self, the true self, and to lower the vibration, just to come to this dense physical reality, so that we can then say, okay, so I get to choose now. I get to choose who I am in the face of this, in the face of my own mortality. Do I live my life in fear because I think this is the only life I have and death is the end? Or do I live my life in joy because I know I'm an eternal being, and that my death in this life will just lead to something else? And making those types of choices determines, of course, your vibration, and then also what you experience in your reality. So you get to be a vibrational being means you also get to have the reflection of that vibration coming back to you in your experience. And that's a good teacher. So we talk about teachers and who's a spiritual teacher, who's a guru, a Muji type, an Eckhart Tolle type. Well, they're great, yeah, but so is your whole life, your whole reality. You want to see how you're doing vibrationally? Just look around, because that will tell you this is what you're vibrating. This reality of yours will reflect to you that all the time.
So if you say that you're an abundant being, but you don't see it, then that's not true, right? At some level,
How
there's
can you give yourself that experience vibrationally besides just telling yourself it, which is nice? It's a good start. It's better than the opposite. But maybe you say to yourself, okay, how can I experience myself as an abundant being? Well, today, I don't have anything on my plate. I have an abundance of time. I look around, there's an abundance of sky that I can look at. There's an abundance of air that I can breathe. Because I have this freedom today, I have a car, I have gas in the tank, which means I can go wherever I want to go. There's an abundance of places I could go. If I go to the grocery store right now and just walk around with the cart, I can see an abundance of food, and I can afford to put anything in that grocery store in my cart that I want to. So you could do that. You can start to think in terms of like, I may not be able to look at my bank account, my online banking statement right now and go, ooh, look how abundant I am. But there's so many other ways that I can do that to shift myself into the vibration of abundance.
Daniel, I love that little take on it, because I'm sure 99% of us would be coming from that place of, I'm looking at my bank statement and I know I can't afford that when I go to my local grocery store. But you can at the end of the day, can't you? You can go to the beach and see that sun, and that is abundance. I can see every grain of sand as like abundant. I can see that vast ocean and know that I'm abundant. So I love that. I love that little take on it. I love that your version of that. So thank you so much, Daniel, as always. I really appreciate that.
Yes. Good to
Cheers
be here.
then. Bye.